Hey, welcome to another episode of Mr. Rogers. No, Cannabis and Tech Today, Cannabis Tech Talks, brought to you by Poley. I'm David Wallach, your host, first of all. It feels like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood because it's a beautiful day. The people that you meet when you're walking down the street. I'm in my hotel this morning, maybe a little hungover, and I bump into a guy who's wearing a cool hat, Jeremy Poley, our guest.
Yeah.
First of all, thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, David. I appreciate it.
I'm so excited because, again, we're both staying at a hotel that we won't name out loud.
Yeah.
Trump.
Yeah.
We'll just say, to get the stigma out, it's really comfortable.
It is. It's very nice.
Right. There's no casino, so you can just come in and out.
Yep.
But I bump into Jeremy, and my father-in-law is in the Marines. Our managing editor is in the Army, and Grunt Style is a very popular style with people in the military, and your brand is called Blunt Style.
Absolutely.
And we started talking, and tell me about How Blunt Style came about.
Okay, so Blunt Style started as actually an apparel company. You know, I launched it about 2 years ago, and when I launched it, it was more of like the dad joke, weed smoking side of like the veteran humor. And when I started, I reached out to Grunt Style and I asked permission. I was like, hey, is this okay? You know, I'm riffing off you guys. You're the motivation, but also I'm not trying to take anything away. And they loved the idea of it. So they let me roll with it. And then I continued to grow after that. Turned into a cannabis brand in the state of Washington. And then that's when I reached back out to them and I said, hey, now it's a cannabis brand in the state. We launched and we're in a bunch of stores now. And they were so supportive. The Grunt Style First Sergeant Tim Jensen said, hey, send me some swag. You know, this is great. Love the idea. Keep in touch. And I think that's awesome. It's the veteran community supporting the veteran community.
And tell us about what branch of the service you served in.
Yeah, so I was in the Army 13 and a half years. I did 4 combat deployments, another deployment in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. And then along the way, I got hurt. I got a Purple Heart, wounded by a roadside bomb. Yeah, I still have shrapnel in my body. I have all sorts of things going on with it. Wow. I got out after 13 and a half years career. I had back surgery, and I made the transition from all the things that were given by the government. I don't want to name pharmaceutical companies.
Right.
But,
But we know who you are.
Cannabis replaced everything, and that's what I use for all of it. Any PTSD, pain, anxiety, I'm here able to talk to you thanks to that. Otherwise I might be a nervous wreck.
First of all, thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you.
It means a great deal. We couldn't do what we do if you didn't do what you did. But that PTSD, that in cannabis is becoming something that a lot of former military are using, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a growing community, both in just the community of the people who ingest it, and then also in the business community itself. I wouldn't be where I'm at if I wouldn't have met veterans in different spots along the way, from just stores to company purchasers to store owners to brand owners. It's just, there's a whole community out there people don't know about, and so I've been really lucky to find it and benefit from it along the way.
And the pain that I think a lot of former military deal with it's for real.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's war as hell. I think, I studied philosophy, and Plato was right. And anybody that has to experience it, no matter where they're from, it messes them up. There's no way around it. It's a totally different aspect of life that isn't normal, but it is normal because that's how societies have maintained for however long. Yeah, sorry, it's bad. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
All
I mean,
right.
that's your truth,
Yeah,
right?
it's true, yeah.
My truth is Jake Gyllenhaal is completely unbelievable in that movie.
Oh God, what is?
I can't remember the name.
Jarhead. It was Jarhead.
No, not just. He came with a new one. He won't stop.
Oh, the new one. Oh, the Special Forces. Well, I haven't seen that one yet.
Don't watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe watch it high. You might have PTSD from watching it.
I love his movie Donnie Darko though. That's my favorite. So
That's a good Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
Yeah.
But now, no. I just kept watching it, cheering for the bad guys at a certain point. You're maybe he'll just get shot.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
But we digress. Let's go back to Blunt Style.
All right.
So what can people find? What's your website, first of all?
It's actually www.bluntstyleincorporated.com.
Okay.
We just revamped it. It's version 2.0. I started it. I'm an Army veteran. I just had no idea what I was doing and put it together. And then I found my investor partner. He is a graphic designer by trade. And so he got in and really made it beautiful. We got a video created with a creative company out of Seattle.
And what's the name of the creative company?
Hero Creative.
Do they work with former military?
They do have one of their members. It's a small team of 5, but one of them is a former Marine. He does web design for them, but they do, branding and marketing. They've helped me out along the way from the start, beginning with my logo, the Blunt Style logo, all the way up to doing a video series that's on my website, and just it's been an amazing journey with them, and they've been super supportive of the whole thing.
Shout out to Hero Creative.
Yeah, absolutely. Hero Creative is a great company, and if you need any of the services they provide, I'd use them.
Right on.
Yeah.
And what can you buy? You got hats. What else? Tell us about.
I got hats. We have apparel like T-shirts, lapel pins, the patches, stickers. And that's all for sale on the website. But also it links to you can't buy the cannabis on the website. We all know that's illegal.
Yeah.
But it does give you information about the brand and what goes in it, and then also that 10% of my profits going back to veteran charities.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So you can get a little high, buy some clothes, buy some clothes, not get a little high.
Yeah.
And it helps veterans.
Yeah,
as well.
and just to feel like you're helping them out. Like so on my first, I guess, the version 1.0 website, it lists all the charities that I've linked with or talked to about being able to accept money from somebody like me in the cannabis industry. And I found there's one, it's a Pacific Northwest Wake for Warriors. They do wake surfing for veterans. They have a sweet community to put together. And it just so happened that by chance, I wound up meeting, the crew the last weekend they were doing it out in Moses Lake, Washington. And then we talked, and, they're one of the top ones. There's Hero Grown, which is actually out of here, Las Vegas, Nevada. They're a huge veteran charitable cannabis industry, and they give away like $1 million to $2 million worth of cannabis every year to veterans or people with medical cards. They're really cool. I mean, I'm just a drop in the bucket for what they get, but I get to support them.
Yeah. Heck yeah. What are the other charities? Let's shout them out.
Yeah, so there's Outdoors for Our Heroes. They're out of Washington as well. They do like hunting and stuff like that. And then they have a sub charity beneath them called Got Your Six Fishing, and they actually helped me out. I went on a salmon fishing trip on the Columbia River, and so I was under the Astoria Bridge where they filmed Goonies, right? And I'm like out there, I caught a big old salmon. It was really an experience I never thought would happen, like being here, right? This is something I never thought it would happen. And then the last one is VetTix. So vettix.org, what they do is, people buy they buy concert tickets or football game tickets, hockey tickets. And then if, corporations will buy a swath of them, and then the ones that they don't sell, they donate to this organization. And what happens is veterans get tickets to things. Like I've been to a few dozen concerts and sporting events and stuff like that, and I pay like $4 a ticket to go.
Awesome, as it should be.
We're talking a lot of, I just saw Rod Stewart in Seattle, like floor seats.
Wow.
And that was $4 a ticket. Somebody was generous enough to donate, and I'm lucky enough to benefit from it. I'd like to give back to those that help me out, right?
I'm a Bears fan, so tickets are roughly $4 anyway.
Yep, it's true.
So let's talk about your blunts, because you gave some to our camera crew. This may not even be in focus for all we know, right?
Yeah.
But what kind of, tell us about your line and what different types you have, right?
Okay, so we started small, just a couple products. We have a joint pack, and then we also have a 1 gram solventless hash rosin infused blunt. And so the joint pack and the blunt both come in 3 flavor profiles. What we did is we took a premium cannabis company in the state of Washington called Gold Leaf Gardens. Okay. And their flower, we'd made like blends like whiskey, right? So like fine whiskey blends of some of the finest flower you can get in the state of Washington. And, gave it 3 flavor profiles. You got Charms, kind of a fruity flavor named after something from the military, like a candy, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then Tank Fuel is super gassy or diesely. I don't know if I need to make that reference, but, obviously it's like super gassy. Tank Fuel, jet fuel was already taken, space fuel was already taken, but nobody had tank fuel, so
that's cool.
I grabbed it. And then that one's like a hybrid, and the last one is R&R, super indica, super relaxing strain. And then that's what goes into the joint pack, and then also the blunt, same thing, but add in solventless hash rosin produced by the same garden, and 1 gram infused blunt, and they're spectacular.
And it's only in Washington.
Only in Washington now, but I'm working on trying to get into other states that, I just make packaging, and the right cultivator or company wants to come along. I don't just let anybody do it. There's a lot of things that, I value for veterans, like they breathed in burn pits. I don't want them, smoking the wrong stuff,
right,
or getting edibles from the wrong source. I want to make sure that it's clean and pesticide free and processed correctly. And I learned a lot from companies from Canada, and then also, like their stringent standards on things. And it's not like that's my goal, but, I know what good weed looks like, and I know what goes into it when it's done right. And that's what I want if I'm able to do this in other spots as well. So I've got veteran friends who want me to get it in like Michigan, Ohio, Missouri, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada,
yeah.
So they all really want to get the opportunity to do it. So hopefully this this is what happens afterwards.
And where in Washington can people find it?
We're based out of Olympia, Washington. The garden's in Lacey, Washington, but yeah, absolutely, we're just out of there. That's where everything's out of or operated out of, and then yeah, I think that's it.
Can they buy it there in Olympia? Are there dispensaries or?
Yeah, absolutely. The product's available in like almost 60 stores. It's like 57. So around Seattle, there's like Lux Pot Shop, and Tacoma area is Commencement Bay. There's Zips, and these are like really big stores. Some of the smaller stores are like Pottsville, Vancouver, which is down in southern Washington. But I'm in most of the state. Big shout out to all the companies that have been supporting veterans in the state of Washington and supporting my brand. So
I think there's a lot of great causes now, and having that extra thing. Mm-hmm. There's gigantic companies we won't name.
Yeah,
they're in it for the dough.
Yeah,
but there's you're doing this for something that's more emotional, so it means a little bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean it means a lot different, when you care, right? And I care about the veteran community, and I see struggle, and that weed isn't gonna fix everybody, but weed helps a lot of people, and I always want people to have the opportunity to try something, and just believe in something beyond what you've been taught all these years, and think of it more as medicine instead of just a way to get high.
So you care.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
oh yeah, so
totally
I
care.
I do care. Like I care a lot, and I care because there's more to the world than just a veteran getting back and feeling isolated, and there's so many charitable organizations that are out there to help and benefit veterans that if I can help give back, or if I can introduce somebody to try something different to maybe calm them down and look at me as an example of like how weed works, or how cannabis works, or marijuana, whatever word you want to use.
Right.
Like I am a prime example. I have a Purple Heart, I'm wounded, all these things. And a lot of the veterans I know are also maybe not combat wounded. Some of them are, but a lot of them have the same issues I have, and it helps them too.
Well, again, we thank you for your service. We thank you for what you're doing for the cannabis community. This is the type of thing that really matters and can only help us grow as a community. Give us your website one more time.
All right, www.bluntstyleincorporated.com.
www.bluntstyleincorporated.com. I'm David Wallach. That's Jeremy Podel. This is Cannabis and Tech Talks. We want to thank Poley for being our sponsor. We're here at MJ Biz. We'll see you next time.
You deserve a choice in your growing media. With VitaWool, you finally have one. VitaWool plugs, blocks, and slabs are made from 70% recycled content here in North America and give you the precision and control you always get from your growing media, with the customer service you've never gotten. See why more growers are switching to VitaWool. Get a spec sheet and join the movement at vidawool.com.
Hey, hello, I'm Tommy Chong. If you want something really nice in your laboratory, buy DuraChill. I'm telling you, if you're not using this DuraChill, you're not really in the pot business. You're just on the fringe of it. So if you really want to get serious, man, this is what you need. You need a DuraChill in your life. You've got the technology here to have the cleanest, purest, healthiest product. I'm impressed. You want me to sell this? Buy it. Try DuraChill or else. If your chiller's down, you ain't making money. And you heard it from me, Tommy Chong.
Brought to you by Poley Science.
This show was produced by Cannabis Tech Today and Pretty Easy Podcasts. Go to prettyeasypodcast.com now if you're looking to get professional production help on your own podcast at an affordable rate. Pretty Easy Podcasts, making podcasting pretty easy.